Alright, welcome back to WMAC Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you tonight with a fight review. So we're going to Miami, Florida for Combate Global. We're going to Friday night's co-main event in the flyweight division. Aitana Alvarez coming in at 1-2, taking on Maritza Sanchez with the opposite record of 2-1. Both ladies I've been keeping an eye on them. You know, I followed both of them since their debut. Actually, Alvarez took part in an all-women's event in Spain that I actually covered live. That was a few years back. Just keeping an eye on both ladies because they both have pretty exciting styles. And then when I saw they were matched up together, I said, well, I've got to definitely keep an eye on this bout, and it was well worth it. So let's get into it. So first round starts flash knockdown early via an Alvarez punch, some clinch work, then a hip toss by Sanchez. Alvarez back up, some more clinch striking, some nice elbows in that clinch by Alvarez. There's a takedown attempt by her, but Sanchez, to game, was able to stay on her feet. There's some more clinch striking, both fighters, you know, making sure to stay busy. Then Alvarez gets Sanchez down to like the turtle guard position. Sanchez able to work the Kimura in order to scramble, but Alvarez, you know, stayed on her until the end of the round. So pretty good first round. Second round, Sanchez striking heavy early. I mean, she came out, you know, looking to really land and throw heavy leather, forcing Alvarez to clinch. Some nice knees by Sanchez. Alvarez got a body lock trip takedown to half guard, but for some reason, like, backed off and let her back up. Sanchez then, shortly after, like, got her own takedown. Alvarez was actually able to fight her way back up. Both were working hard in the clinch. Alvarez separated, and Sanchez attacked again and went to the clinch. More knees from Sanchez, and final 10 seconds came, and Maritza Sanchez just really poured it on. So this fight was getting good as it was going on. Third round, Sanchez just really started pouring on the strikes to start. Alvarez started giving her own strikes back, clinched for a takedown. But again, Alvarez got the takedown, got right to half guard, if I remember correctly, and then immediately let Sanchez up. I mean, barely stayed on at all. Another clinch. Sanchez gets a head and arm throw. And here's the problem with the head and arm throw. It's very easy to counter, and it allowed Alvarez to get on top in mount. Now Sanchez very deftly was able to roll Alvarez over. Got into Alvarez's guard. Alvarez was keeping a high guard for a little bit, trying to work on a triangle in that she had one arm, excuse me, the head and one arm trapped. But Sanchez was able to, you know, break through the high guard, get her other arm over in the guard, and started striking, started landing some ground and pound. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, probably because he's an idiot, the referee chose that moment to stand him back up. Very questionable stand up. Anyway, they're back on the feet. Sanchez landed a nice Superman punch. Alvarez landed a couple uppercuts. Sanchez clinched again. Sanchez just starts unleashing with punches. She tried for another takedown, but it was no good. Just didn't have the forward momentum, the force to really get that takedown going. And then more knees landed for Sanchez, and then both of them start dirty boxing. There are some more nice uppercuts there from Aitana Alvarez. So the third round ends, and it goes to the judges. Two of them see it 30-27, and the third judge sees it 29-28, all for your winner via unanimous decision, Maritza Sanchez. This was an action-packed fight. I mean, from start to finish, absolute action. Both fighters just really kept working the whole fight. Like, neither of them were looking to stall at any point. Neither of them were trying to, like, slow down the momentum. Both of them just really working hard this entire fight. Now, both of these fighters, you watch them and you can tell they're obviously still developing. This is only the 4th fight for both of them. But I think both of them are showing, you know, good baseline maybe some fundamentals there, but both like have a good baseline style going for what they want to do. Now, one thing I want to mention about Alvarez, and I'll really break this down more in a second, is that she needs to work on her in-fight decision making, because there was just some questionable decisions made by her in this fight. I don't know if it was her or her corner, but is going to have to work on that. And I've said this in a video or two earlier, but keep an eye on Maritza Sanchez. She's exciting, she's fast, she loves to scrap. She's got the looks too. I mentioned her. For some reason, I thought she was a bantamweight at one point, and I included her on a list of bantamweights that the UFC should sign. I think she gets a couple more wins on her, then they might just have to sign her at flyweight. But definitely keep an eye on Maritza Sanchez, who improved to 3-1 as a pro with this bout. So let's talk things to work on for Alvarez. So I mentioned earlier some bad in-fight decisions. You know, twice, she had Maritza Sanchez down on the ground, just worked the barest minimum of ground and pound, and then backed off and let Sanchez back up. And then Sanchez immediately took advantage in both situations. I just don't get it. Like, you just scored the takedown, so why are you letting your opponent back up that quickly? It didn't make sense to me. It's just bad fight IQ. Like, you get the takedowns, do some work down there. You know, get some ground and pound, work the pass guard, advance position. If you get the takedown, you know, use it. I mean, I understand if you're primarily a striker, you want to work on the feet, but then don't go for the takedown. You get that takedown, use it, score with it. Like, don't just go, oh, got takedown, there's my points, and then let your opponent back up. Like, take advantage of the situation. Again, it's bad fight IQ, and I don't know if that was her or her opponent, her corner making that decision making, but it just wasn't. It was some bad decision making. For Sanchez, I'd like to see her work on her takedowns more. For one thing, dump the head and arm throw. Just dump it now. Don't get used to using it. It is like probably one of the most common takedowns you'll see in the women's divisions. You only see it in the women's divisions. It only seems to work in the women's divisions, but when it fails spectacularly. I mean, Alvarez gave up mount off of the head and arm throw. Also in the 3rd round, her last takedown attempt, she went for a double leg, but didn't really like absolutely drive forward off of it. She just kind of like pushed forward and like walked Alvarez forward straight to the cage. Wasn't able to get that final takedown. When you're going to shoot for a takedown, you got to really drive forward with your momentum in order to get your opponent. You got to like basically like knock them off their feet almost. That's how you get a proper takedown. You got to use that penetration step and absolutely drive forward with your head and shoulder to like knock them off balance. And that's one of the primary ways to get an effective takedown. Anyway, those are my thoughts on this fight. Not going to go over, you know, who to book because it's Combate Global. I don't have much. Who knows what they're going to do with either lady at this point, because they're not a very well-run promotion. So anyway, those are my thoughts on the fight. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments down below. You can watch it on either Univision in Spanish or Paramount Plus in English. Let me know thoughts in the comments down below. If you liked the video, please give it a like. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to Wmma Scene Now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.